Chris Fedora of the Cleveland Plain Dealer, I believe it is saying that he's continuing to hear that Isaac Okoro is the most likely to be traded from the Cavaliers roster, as they have been, targeting guys like PJ Washington to help them out at the wing position. So it's interesting because Isaac Okoro has been playing all defensive team, type of defense, and he's become a more efficient three-point shooter, albeit it is on a lower volume. So for me, when I look at this situation, I'm like, hey, I'm a big fan of his. And I honestly, he was supposed to be like the modern day version of Andre Iguodala when it was drafted. That hasn't happened. But he's a guy that if you are a team like the Hornets who have PJ Washington, he's a good consolidation if they were to package, like George Niang and our man. The best deal in my opinion is Dean Wade, Isaac Okoro, and I believe the last contract they would have to attach to that deal would be Dean Wade, Isaac Okoro, and I looked at this deal earlier, Damian Jones, and a pick. So what do you guys think?
I love me some Isaac Okoro, but I'm fully aware that he's probably going to get traded, not because they want to, but it's just kind of where we're at the situation with how he's developed. Nothing against him. I think Okoro's a fantastic player. I think he has a place in this league. But the big problem with him is just trying to figure out, hey, can we maximize our window that we have here with Donovan Mitchell, Darius Garland, Evan Mobley, as right now this is a team in the Cavaliers that I wouldn't put it past them that we can all agree they're kind of a few players away, one or two decent players from actually being able to make a run. Second best defense, they're 31-16, 30 in the East, 17th offensive rating. This is all without Evan Mobley and Darius Garland. So when Garland, when playing, is averaging 20, Donovan's averaging 28. You got Mobley averaging 16. Same thing with Jared Allen, and Karis LeVert's averaging 15. So you got shooting, and Isaac Okoro, he's great, but Isaac Okoro, we thought he was going to be like the next coming of Andre Iguodala, and at this point, he's become an efficient kind of guy in terms of like his shot, but he takes it at such a low volume. Some nights he's kind of like similar to Josh Okogie, and other nights he's this 225-pound wing who can play small ball 4 and can even play 2, and he's a good defender, and he can legitimately guard all 5 positions. And for me, I think he's a good player that plays with a lot of intensity on defense. He can finish in transition. He's got strength. He knows how to create for himself at times and will always make the smart play. His jump shot mechanics, have gone better, and he has some bursts, and he's not like super athletic, but like he can make some plays. It's just like he's not a scorer. So we're seeing here that the Knicks, Hawks, Pacers, Suns, Bucks are all interested in Okoro, and when I look at that, Okoro's making 8.9, and I do think it's not hard, but it's not going to be the easiest deal to move for Okoro, as my coworker Michael Scotto, he put out there that we know that several teams have interest in him. He has an $11.8 million qualifying offer this offseason, and supposedly one general manager thinks Okoro's going to get $14 million a year, which would be more than the non-taxpayer mid-level exception, thanks to the fact that he has an improved three-point shot, even though albeit at a low volume, and he's been playing at an all defensive level. Now, he's a guy that we know, like I said, the Knicks, Bucks, Pacers are all guys that have interest in him. So when I look at the Knicks would have to be Quentin Grimes, and I think they can't attach a trade exception, but Quentin Grimes and a few other maybe bottom of the salary guys, like salary fillers right there, and a pick. The Hawks, your assumption is it's Sadiq Bey or Patty Mills that would get that deal. Pacers, you would assume Jalen Smith, Stick Smith, and maybe Jordan Nwora in that deal. Phoenix, it's Naz Little, you're thinking. And Milwaukee, it's either a combination of all the minimum picks, which are a bunch of young dudes, which I don't think they're going to do, or Pat Connaughton. So I think it is difficult to see where Okoro goes, but I could see if somebody going out and making a deal that they could turn it into a 3-team trade where they could use those assets to get somebody else, that could be something.